Namaste everyone. Welcome to this meeting today. So anybody can talk anything if you feel.
Namaste once again. It's, I remember something, and I gifted it to, to Diva as well yesterday. This little magnet, fridge magnet of Sabmo Maya hai. This morning when we were having tea, for the first time, it's so casually I would say Sabmo Maya hai. But for the first time I felt, that I read it, it said Sab Moh Maya hai, and I never would have read it like this, and I don't know, I felt for the first time I actually, I don't know, I don't even want to claim I understood it, but it was just, I just want to thank you for, I just want to thank you for everything. It's like this light, that you speak about and you share with me and with all of us. I just wanted to bring this.
Thank you. Very nice. I felt very inspired, very excited to hear this word, Moh Maya. We in India casually talk about it, by the way. That's why we have fridge magnet like this also. It's like a funny fridge magnet also, no? In YouTube also there are so many videos where they talk about it. Sab Moh Maya hai. All of this is like this. But I would like to look at it deeply, what it is really. Like what is moho, what is maya? I would like to look at it like this. Why they are put together for us to understand. There is a message in it for the seeker, for the soul. What is that message? I would like to attempt to explore this a little bit by explaining a little bit and then listening back to you also. Maya, let us try to understand Maya. Maya simply is a effect, like a side effect, is like a shadow, like something happening. You know, like a light and sound show happening like this. While there is no watcher of it, or there is no one who is getting caught up in it. There is no one getting caught up in Maya until moho happens. Moho means attachment. Who gets attached? The being of life gets attached. And then when it gets attached, it forgets itself as the pure being, which cannot be mixed with any effect which are happening in Maya. Ever. It can never be mixed with anything, even if it want to. Even if it want to, please mind it. Even if the being of life want to mix with what is happening in Maya, it cannot. Because of its very nature. Its nature is different. Because the being of life is the seer or perceiver of Maya. Uninvolved seer of Maya. But when the being of life gets into moho, meaning attachment to the form, let's say, to this body, then it takes itself to be a mix of being and body. That's where Maya affects it, or it feels I'm affected by Maya. Because whatever is happening to the body, not to the being. But being feels it is happening to me, or it's going to happen to me. That's why this word Moha Maya is really very, very fundamental. Because Maya is innocent. I don't remember where I read this, but I have a message in which it is like a translation of some Sanskrit sutra, where it says that Maya does not uh, cause bondage to the soul. It is avidya which causes bondage to the soul. Maya is a way to appreciate and to discover the truth of God. Maya is a way to discover the truth of God. However, avidya, ignorance, is what keeps us bound. From where avidya comes, from where ignorance comes, it comes from moho, attachment. No? So, ignorance is not really like, I don't know. It is more what we know is not true, but we believe that it is true. This is ignorance. No? Like we have learned something wrong, incorrect, some false knowledge has been taken by us as true knowledge, by the being, not by the mind. No? This is what is ignorance. No? Otherwise, the innocent being is pure, complete. It doesn't have attachment to the body. Then whatever it learns is true. Whatever it knows is true knowledge. No? Whether it is about itself, whether it is about body, whether it is about Maya, it remains free. No? Very beautiful pointings, including Guruji also have said isness, or in Zen they call thisness. What is that? That is not adding anything to the view, to the life, just living it exactly as it is. Living who we are, living the body as body is, living the breath as breath is, living the thoughts as they are, living the movement of life and flow of life as it actually is. This is what is living in the isness of life. And there is no bondage found here, or bondage experienced here. So the root of bondage is attachment, moho, not Maya. So that's why we use the word moh Maya. Maya seems to be binding us. Maya can make us free in such a way that we can realize the truth of ourselves and truth of God also. It is a way. It's a way. Maya is something intentionally created to reach to the truth of one soul, God. Do you feel that can you say something now?
When you were just speaking now, this, the light and sound show, and I feel that definitely there was something which is saying very um, that the whole creation is just there for me as a reminder that there is I I don't want to make it conceptual because I'm feeling it, but it's just a reminder for me that this creation of this body is also, it's a beautiful creation, and there is just the appreciation of life everywhere, not just a body, but for it's it's just a reminder for the being again to appreciate and to smile and to say thank you that the ignorance is there is no that the knowing is happening, that there is no that, oh, I want this, or oh, I want it this way, or no, it's just there is so much ease uh, in this, because I felt all the trouble so far for me was that I want it this way, and when this is falling, you are, and God is, and everything is like no. And when I am saying okay, yes, so I I feel, now that you're saying it, it just I, I know that you can sense what I'm saying, but
It's always beautiful to hear this like this. So I
so,
encourage you to speak.
so
It's
yeah,
very nice.
this ignorance that you were talking about, I could, just I felt for me the entire ignorance was I wanted my way, and it's when there is so simple, and you're saying it's so simple, it really is so simple, and
It is actually. It is simple to live, and it is impossible to understand in the mind. And we are trying to understand. That's why it looks difficult. We are doing something with it which is not possible to be done. That's why it's not going to be difficult. It's going to be impossible. Like however hard we try, we are never going to succeed that thing which we are trying to do with the truth, which is trying to understand it. But living of it, always simple. So one thing came during this time in my heart, that can we try to understand the flow of existence, or like it is said that let us remain in the flow of existence, in sync with the existential flow. Or another way of saying is that let us live in the will of God. Also, we say like this. Let us maybe try to understand this a little bit. So there is a flow of whole life, which is not happening by individual people's wisdom through their desires or something like this. No, it is happening within the within the heart of the one soul, and by its own desire and wisdom. No, and then within that there are many forms, my form, your form, and that one soul is living through each form as a individual soul. No, and having an individual story, an individual life. No? Now, at the local, individual body and mind level, a sense of individual self and a center is created. It is for the purpose of feeling the reality of being an individual self, like feeling it like it is really there, like a totally true individual self is there, separate from rest of the other individual selves or souls which are there. It is for the sake of feeling the the reality, like feeling the kind of substance of this illusion. It is an illusion by being lived by the one being of life, but it want to really live the illusion deeply. For that, it need to create a center, energetic and mind-based center in each form. That center is where the sense of individual self happens. I am this, I am that happens. But there is no real self there ever. The real self is still that one which is living. That's why the question, who I am, resolves almost all the problems that we generally are facing in terms of confusion, at least. That who I am, who is this, what to do, what not to do. Like who we are, who I am, who is the source, and what to do, what not to do is covered very nicely by this simple question, who I am, when we resolve it really. Otherwise, until then, what is happening that within this same mind, within the same local center, the thoughts are rotating. And within that, things are happening. I'm confused. This I is a thought, and the confusion it has is also a thought within the same thought process called the ego mind. What is meditation is slip out of this ego mind for a moment into the reality of being. Who slips out of it? The being. Who is the being? You are the being. I am the being. Everyone is the being. Same being. Same being also. Funny thing, but it's true. So when it is said that live in the let's live in the will of God, what it means is that let's live in that wisdom which knows the best even about the individual self that I am, which knows the best about my desires, when to be fulfilled, when not to be fulfilled, what desires to be fulfilled and not to be fulfilled. This is what it means. It's not really so much like a devotional thing that we generally create in our mind. It's a very scientific existential truth. Will of God. It's a very existential truth. So it is a message for that individual mind which has got too confused. Now it is just suffering within itself. While there is no reality of it. There is no actual sufferer here still. So if you question who I am, the answer of the question who I am is not given. The questioner disappears or found to be not there. The questioner is found to be not there. Who I am. At some point you realize that there is a sense of being, which I am. And I don't need to ask a question who I am. Why I was asking the question? Or more importantly, who was asking this question? You realize like that. But this question, who I am, does the trick. It removes that false self which never existed. The questioner of the question. So this questioner of the question has to question who I am and does not do anything else. Because as long as it do anything else, it is supporting, giving energy to being itself. And obviously, everybody want to survive. So the ego also want to survive. So it does not do anything called real self-inquiry. It just pretends that I am doing self-inquiry. Whenever a real self-inquiry happens, the ego is not found to be there. Not that it disappears or something like that. It's just not found to be there. The being is found to be here. And it is found that I am the being. And there was never a ego. Like that false self was not there. So there was not a question. And I'm not in the mood to really ask who I am. I can just simply dive in, relax in, wonder. What is my nature? While living joyfully, my nature. This is what is meditation, joyfully living our nature, our being, and wondering. Like keeping our eyes open, but internally only. Like bringing in the light of seeing or awareness. Amazing, like this. There is no confusion, what to do, what not to do, what happened, what finished, what did not. No, nothing, no such things are here. All of that is happening in the ego mind only, which is happening in you. Which is basically somewhere between you and the body. Body, breath and you, and there is fourth thing called the ego mind. So there are four things. Four, like Osho said something like this, that there is a seer, there is this object that you see, like a crow, a bird on the tree. So that is what is seen, and there is an act of seeing happening, and there is a seer of it. So these are the three. But actually there is a fourth also, who is witnessing all of it in one go, without any involvement. That is the fourth, the truth of who we are. But also we know as second bird. in the in the traditional way. No, there is a fourth here also. That fourth is that ego going on inside. That's why anybody who focuses on body, breath, and the self that I am at the same time, of course, not one at a time, they become free from the. It is highlighted that I'm caught up in some kind of circle in the mind, some kind of energetic circle which has thoughts and feelings, emotions, and story and like this, and we just drop out of it and relax and feel. We feel not only the being that we are, we also feel the breath, we also feel the mm, body, like this. You see what I mean? So thank you. It's nice talking to you. Very, very good. Thank you. We have got a question also from Vikas. I would like to look into it and see. Let's see. The question is, I have, because you say, I have question on negative thought that just occur for split seconds and goes away. After few minutes, thought doesn't make sense, but it does leave the impression on body. Could you provide any guidance to be aware or manage it? So there are two things. One is the thought that occurs, negative thought that occurs for a split of second, and then it goes away. And after a few minutes, it doesn't make sense. Like some thought connected to some fear or some something else negative happens, and then it doesn't make sense after that. Like no, it cannot be true. But it lives in some way in the body, or it leaves some impression in the body. No, this is what you are saying, I guess. That, but it does leave the impression on body, meaning some kind of negativity is felt in the body. No? So I see there are first of all two things here. One, because our mind is also receptive, uh, we can catch some negative thoughts from outside also. This is one possibility. And let's say we have caught a negative thought from outside, and then that negative thought obviously will create some negative feeling also inside the body if we believe it. If we don't believe it, it will come, it will go. And if we believe it very less we will feel in the body, that negativity. If we believe it too much, we will feel a lot of negativity in the body. No? But still that will be very superficial because all of it is from outside only. It's not really something very deeply, we feel negativity. That cannot happen by a thought which comes from outside. But there is another scenario here. That scenario is that our unconscious and subconscious is holding a lot of emotional energy, which mostly is negative in nature. And it is very well maintained somehow, like maintained inside us. It is very well maintained, like a packaged, so that it doesn't come out into our heart and conscious mind, so that we don't feel it. No, only in some events like accident happened or somebody dies or something like this happens, then that time it surfaces. Then we are anyway ready that time. Like we believe that I'm going to feel like this anyway. So it is two directional when we feel like this. That's something which comes from outside also, that something happened and we are ready to be sad, and from inside also it surfaces, that energy, same energy. But otherwise it is well packaged. But sometime, because of the uh, carelessness of the being that you are, a little bit of a bubble, a drop of that energy kind of escapes from you and it comes out. Now when this energy is coming out really in the body, that time a thought happens in the mind. for a split of second, which makes no sense because this energy, the way it thinks, has no correlation with the way you think, the way we think in the conscious mind. We are a very evolved soul now in terms of thinking, and also very urban maybe, like like very civilized in comparison to this energy, how it thinks. And that's why those kind of thoughts when come, looks like I cannot think really like this. It cannot be my thought, but actually it is our thought from the unconscious. So this energy which feels in the body, in this case, actually came first. Thought came later. Thought came, thought gone. But this energy was anyway there. So this will be. So this is the background I wanted to explain, that what happens in this case. So this is the way you can become aware of it, because and how to manage it. That part is here like this. To manage temporarily when such a thing happens, breathe out. Use the breathing. Breathing is one of the most powerful tool you have. Breathe out. Like have this kind of clear understanding that like let me breathe it out. Breathe this temporary feeling that has happened in me, negative feeling. Let it breathe out. You start by breathing out, not breathing in. No? Like this, and few breath, and this negative feeling will go away. This is the temporary solution. Of course, not permanent, but temporary relief for the moment. Because that negative energy will go out with the outgoing breath also. Permanent solution, however, is only one. That is that do something permanent about it before it surfaces or before it start manifesting in the body without your will. No? That is kind of combination of two things. One is living the truth of who we are, so that we get more detached from this ego, while we very nicely connect to the breath and the body. No? Not to the ego, but just breath and the body. No? This is one. Another is what I call Prabhat Shuddhi, a process, a understanding, a attempt, a effort that you make every morning to clean the old energies as much as you can every day. And when you are cleaning those energies very with devotion and dedication, obviously old energies are going out of it, out of your system. And the more old energies are going out, the less chances of such things will be there. At some point, you become empty of old energies, not empty of new energies or what is contemporary and what is relevant now. All that which is contemporary and relevant, connected, well woven to each other, has no burden of it. It doesn't feel like a burden. Burden comes from that which is irrelevant, which has no relation. Like we are just not doing anything with it ever. Like we don't remember what we have ever done with this energy, but it's still there and it has a weight on our consciousness. So this Prabhat Shuddhi is an understanding which can, like we do yoga, for example, very beautiful. We do pranayam, for example. What these two things do is they kind of bend, they kind of stretch. It's like a workout of the deeper bodies, you can say. And when we do like this, the stored old energy, they are released, they just go out. But in a very simple way, without making a fuss about it, that, oh my God, it's emotion, it's a feeling, it means this or it means that. No, nothing. No. Without interpreting them in a personal manner. We just, and then it's become so light. You feel so light and healthy also, in general. Yoga pranayama I found to be very useful, really. Catharsis is Osho's approach also, which is very valuable. Catharsis, meaning like dissipating and deliberately as much as we can. No? So these are the things I felt, Vikas, can help. Thank you. Ines, you want to say something?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste ji.
I hope you can hear me well. I had a little network issue.
I can.
Yeah, okay. So I'm just happy to see you. And Satsang today has been like really helpful, and I feel like I can relate and, walk with you a lot. I just feel like sharing a little bit also. I feel like I had become very rigid with the exercises and the concepts and the things I thought I understood. And it kind of led me to oscillating a lot from, extreme bliss and peacefulness to like a lot of restlessness and unhappiness also. And it became very extreme. Like I became very rough, or not sure how to say, but like very maybe over ambitious about all these concepts. And then I wasn't really able to listen or follow in satsang. And then eventually I stopped attending also for some time. And I tried not to think about the whole spiritual journey too much. And I feel like I don't know if it's what kind of a place it is, but I've become much more stable just in how I feel and more happy, I would say. And now today when I sat back and I thought, okay, it's a good time to join and listen again, I feel like I can really, really hear you again. So I just want to share that.
Yeah, it's nice actually, because if we cannot handle something like on the spiritual journey, we have to kind of step back. Okay? Kind of makes sense. Because fundamentally, there are only two type of beings in this world, as you know: the one who are interested in truth and the one who are not. I mean, not in this world, but in this spiritual world. I feel clearly you are the one who is interested in truth, actually. And as long as you are interested in truth, it is all right to step back and and get to that more stable ground from where you can actually start. And it's not going to be just one round. It will be few other rounds also like this. Maybe not in the same way that we will step back or stay or go away from the spiritual effort, but maybe we will change the effort or we will reduce the effort or something like this, like this. What I mean. So it is going because you are the being ultimately who is looking from inside and desiring certain something. Like only you know what exactly you desire, and as long as it is matching, you will be all right. And when not, then you will feel no, something is not okay. And this is the funny thing that you, the being, actually knows that what you really want, and also in a way you don't know. So this is a journey between what you believe you know and what you truly know, like merging it into one reality. What we know in the mind, what we have learned from everywhere and everyone in this world, is what we believe we know. We don't really know it. But what we know in the being, like this thirst, this longing that only is going to make you happy, nothing else is going to make happy. When these two things come more closer, that's where you will feel more stable. Otherwise, like a fighting with yourself in a way, in inner conflict going on, like this. I feel it's just very, very nice.
Now I can smile and laugh about it, but these kind of things that you think you understand, but you really don't, they are dangerous.
It feels like this, yeah. But we are in the hands of being of life. We are safe actually. We just believe that we are in our hands. That's why we feel afraid, like, oh my God, if I go wrong. We should be more afraid if I go right. Meaning we should not be so much afraid that if I miss something, what will happen? We should be more that if I don't miss, what will happen? Because we are continuously missing and the being of life is filling in, continuously supporting. We just need to open our eyes. Awakening is really nothing but opening our eyes, not changing anything. It looks like changing a lot to the person, state in which we are living, which is the dream, where we are just believing everything. Feel your body. Feel your breath. It's real. It doesn't need you to believe it. And then we will start developing taste for truth. And you are real also. You who is tasting the body and breath also real. It's all beautiful. So we are not really troubled by life, honestly. We are not troubled by life as it is, or as it is flowing. Because life is not really something. It is more the dance, like a flowing being, the being who is flowing. No? This is why the experiencer and the experienced are not really two things. How you can be troubled by who you are? What you are experiencing is who you are really. We are not troubled by life as it is. We are troubled by our ideas about it. How it should be, who I am, which we believe. No? But it is so thick actually. This whole thing is so thick. Like it's not so really like, oh yeah, it's just a belief. No, it is not just a belief. It is in the body, in the cells, in the psyche. It is psychosomatic completely. Then it is, deeper in the dreams, waking up everywhere. Everyone also. Not just everywhere, everyone also. So it's very, very thick, thick, very thick. But I want to tell you that it is worth waking up totally. There's only one problem, that you don't find company so much. So few people are there who are either interested in waking up or awake also. But the problem is that once you start waking up, then even if you continue living with the person, you see they are not company. They are just absent people. They are not there. They are just not there. So the illusion of company also, gets highlighted very, very simply. Intimacy with ourselves is what we are seeking for continuously. Just one thing. Intimacy basically is intimacy with ourselves. And fear of intimacy is fear of intimacy with ourselves. Actually, it's as simple as this. Meditation is intimacy with yourself. Like without any filters, projections, ideas, activities. Now the one who is doing meditation, the meditation being done is one. Meditation is doing itself, no? Like this. Being is living itself. That's what is meditation. No? So this is intimacy actually which we are searching for, and such a contentment is felt here. Such a joy is felt here. Like one can live whole life, one whole human life, with the memory of one glimpse of it. What to say of living it continuously? It is so beautiful, so deep, as if we never lived actually. Once we live this, we feel as if I have never lived anything. So this is really something amazing. All this is a real thing, not that that how we imagine. It doesn't look real because we have not stepped out of mind yet. So thank you, Ji. Very nice talking to you. Uma, you want to say something?
Yes, Rajee. I don't have any question, but it is a desire in me that I want to live the purity of myself beyond even mixing in this individualness. I want to live that pure pure aliveness.
What you are asking for, if I could sense it correctly, uh, it can be lived like this. Try to sense, meaning you are saying you want to live it right now, no? Yeah. So, you want to live the purity of your being, which is more like absoluteness of yourself. For that, try to understand that word, sansar, and the being, the truth, are not really two things. They are two experiences of the same thing. And they are achieved through two directions. Try to understand direction. One direction is out of the being into the manifestation. Another is the into the being. Out of the being is the relative dimension, meaning dimension into the relativity, relative life. And the dimension into the being is dimension into the absolute life. Relative life is attained by divisions within the same life. Like same being is divided into many things, then everything is relative to the standpoint of the perceiver of it. No? Like who I am will decide not only what I will see, but what I will experience and how I will experience it. No? Like the perceiver is adding something to what it is perceiving. This is relative. Absolute. What you are asking for is absolute now. What you are asking for is the experiencing or living of the absoluteness of the being. So let us understand how relative experience of life is attained. It is attained through holding, which it does not necessarily mean attachment. Attachment is the non-essential holding. That is why it produces bitter taste. Essential holding produces sweet taste. No? So not all holding is wrong. When you are conscious of who you are and you hold on to your body and the breath, is not going to produce something, it's not wrong, it's not going to produce bitterness. No? Rather it will produce sweetness in the body, in the breath, in the you. Like together they are going to support each other to manifest and to experience the sweetness of the being more. No? So through division or through holding, not attachment, through holding, relative can be experienced or we can enter into the relative. Through letting go, we come back to the absolute. But this time it is not a letting go of what, like what to let go. At this level where we are, what you are talking, Uma, there is no discussion about what to let go. It's a unconditional, absolute let go that you are invited to. Because we are interested in the absolute now. In the direction of absolute, relative effort may be helpful for the time being, but ultimately we have to start taking absolute steps. This is an absolute step, which does not mean forever. Absolute step for now. So let go is the way. How? What is let go? I will just keep talking. You keep listening, and something will become clear in you, maybe. Is let go of my desires? No, who I am, whose desire they are. Is let go of the sense or belief of who I am? No, who I will be, who will let go? Who I will be, who will do the let go? No, let go is something much deeper here. At this point, let go is something much deeper, much subtler than that. Much subtler than let go of my desire or let go of my thought or let go of my feelings or let go of my belief. It's much subtler than that right now. It's immediately into the absoluteness. So there is a possibility that you are doing something called desiring, and there is a possibility that you are trying to let go of your desires also, which is also a doing. Let go of this doing also, where you are trying to let go. Let go of this doing also, which is where you are trying to let go. Stop trying to let go also. Stop means let go of letting go also. Such openness, such effortlessness also. Aprayatna, no? Without effort. Aprayatna, without effort. No? And as you are understanding the subtle meaning of effortlessness, detachment is naturally happening. Like not holding on to anything is happening by itself. Because through effort, we are holding. Without effort, we cannot. When we are not holding on to anything, then what we are experiencing, what we are, is this absolute beingness. Now it's not somebody experiencing it. There is no definition of the self here, and there is no one desiring any definitions of the self also. It is completeness, it's absolute completeness of the experiencer, of the experiencing, of the experienced. So very good, thank you. I feel that you are able to test what you wanted to test here, this absoluteness of your being. So continue. And slowly this absoluteness of the being will be experienced by us, not only when we just completely in this let go of the movement, effort, attachment to anything, but even when we will be doing the daily life activities, slowly we will start experiencing it also. Because that which is free is always free. That which is bound is never going to become free anyway. It is like a wave which is shouting, I want to be free. Free from what? I want to be free from the ocean. And where you will be without that? What you will be without that? So that which is trying to be free can never be free. It is just a fragment of universal consciousness without being separate from it ever. And that which is free, the pure being that you are, which is what you are living right now, is already free anyway. There is no question of it becoming free. It's about living the truth.
Just I couldn't finish earlier, so just a follow-up, please. So I think what I understand is, I mean, I'll listen to today's satsang again, a lot of important stuff again, but what I understand is that if the fear of what I'm thinking can mean if it's not important, like if the light is so strong that I know that it's not as important, then I can very quickly fall into my being. I think that's what you also meant.
What happens is that one thing or the other is always important for us. Meaning one thing or the other which is being informed by us through in the mind through a thought, is always important. And it is not really important. It just looks like that. At some point we will become clear that, hey, thoughts and feelings are just coming to me continuously because as if they just want to keep me in that old model of remaining engaged. Not that all the time in the whole day there is something always important, so important that I cannot, let go. And slowly as you will learn to let go in a sense of relaxing into the being. And then, yes. Like you will sense that, no, I can actually just talk, do things, and then slip back, relax. Not doing anything. Not lost in some silence or something. Eyes open, mind is active or silent, silently, conscious. Waiting. If something important, I will do. Until then, I will not do anything. Then in the whole day you will decide, hey, this time of the time, like for example today, right now, this time is for not doing anything. Then you will be able to really not do anything. Anything with what? Anything with the mind or thoughts which are trying to inform us that something important to be attended. With the freedom given to us that you can choose whether to attend it or not. And so you will become aware slowly that, hey, I have a freedom. You see what I mean? Like mostly we are not even aware in the beginning that I have a freedom to not attend my thoughts. And the moment you will like, oh my God, how much unnecessarily I was attending all of them. And most of them were like creating a stress and a tiredness in me. Like I did not want to attend it. I did not get anything by attending it. Like this. So yes. So do everything for it. A small amount, this way or that way. If you are able to attain something in the middle, is fine. Not absolutely lost in the being or absorbed in the being, even if little bit. So like, even if you are not able to not do anything absolutely, you are able to do less with the mind. Still it is good, no? Like you are able to let one or two thought pass without you doing anything about it. It's a great achievement, really. Yeah, it's good. Thank you. Anything you want to say? Yeah, go ahead.
So I see that, I mean, of course, that jitna hum kar sake utna kar diya, and then we just come back, let go, relax. But I also feel that एक underlying layer पे वो एक stuckness रह जाती है. And then that's more like body related and not so much mind related. Mind ने बोले शायद से let go कर भी दिया हो, but body में एक stuckness सी रह जाती है.
That stuckness that remains in the body is not in the body only. It is in the energies actually. Those energies are called the egoic energies. There are a lot of them inside us. We are hardly aware of it yet. That's why we feel that something is like as if you wanted to throw out or you wanted to and it's not. It is stuck. It's not clearing up. Something like, or you wanted to cough or something and still there is something choked. Yeah, it is energy. It's there. It's not just the physical body. It is body and all of its layers, different bodies, different course. No, it is there. Prabhat Shuddhi is for that. Without giving it any meaning, without fighting with it, without involving with it in any way, clearing it up. That is what is Prabhat Shuddhi, understanding. It's invaluable. And the Prabhat Shuddhi means the less energy is there inside us, the more our mind also functions better, the more we are able to withdraw ourselves also. As a whole, somehow, this whole thing works very well as a package. You know, individually, if we work just trying to be aware of who we are, possible, but struggle will be there a lot because this energy, as you said, will give us the impression that something is stuck. Yes. So do both. Doing Prabhat Shuddhi in the morning is also a declaration that how involved or how committed we are. You know what I mean to this? Like, can yoga, pranayam, or any other catharsis or anything like this, these activities in the morning, meditation, can harm us? I don't think anybody can agree to it. So then why not we do it? You see what I mean? It cannot harm us. Maybe it will not help us, but still maybe it may. Try. No? So this trying is what is our commitment, how committed we are. It shows how committed we are for truth. And anybody who has tried, they just find it so amazingly healthy, beautiful, like nice, happy. Because what happens is that try to understand one basic thing called one life or one day. Okay, which is very much, one day is like a miniature version of the one life. So what happens is that we wake up in the morning, or let's say we are born in this body. Then half of the life is already gone before we start coming to the senses that what really I want to do or what I need to do. By the time most of the life, 75% of the life has finished, then we come to that clear understanding of what I really wanted. But now it is too late because we have no energy left in the body, in the mind, in the desire, to do anything. Why? Because there is a package of the past that comes with us when we wake up in the body, and which does not let us really start right away. It engages us continuously. It keeps us in the impression of dullness, heaviness, clutteredness, confusion and everything. And exactly the same thing happens in the morning also, every day. Every day when we wake up in the morning, we have a burden of the unconsciousness in which we were living in that sleep, in the dreaming. And that has to be cleared up. If it is not cleared up, it is going to eat most of our day. And we will not reach anywhere at a new place of being. We will just be where we were yesterday. So that's why morning is most important for seekers of truth, that they must break out of that past and start a new beginning every day. Every day if you start a new beginning, this is what is Prabhat Shuddhi, a new beginning every day. Then you will reach so much more at the end of the day, by the end of the day, than you reached anywhere the other days before it. Reached means reaching to yourself, able to live the purity of your being, able to withdraw yourself from the thoughts and sit in the being like this. So that's why it is also important. Thank you. Deepaji, you want to say something?
Namaste, Rajee. So I want to understand, do we really get new experiences in life? Like, I feel we keep lingering between the old experiences and call it present. Is present really present?
See, ultimately everything is relative. So in the relative terms we can talk only, right? We cannot talk about truth or about this also in the absolute terms, because there are no absolute terms. No. So provided that this is okay for you, that it is going to be relative expression like any other expression. There is present actually, and there is actually new also. So what is past? What is old? Old is that what you have lived. What is new? That which you have never lived. Never. Remember the word never. Not that less lived. What you have lived less is not really new. It is just less old. No. What you have lived enough is old enough to be called old, that I don't want to live it anymore. What you have never lived is the only thing which is new. No? And there is so much in the present moment which we have never lived, just because of being engaged with the past continuously. No? So yes, there is something called actually new, and which is so exciting also. Meaning not the being, but even the body, mind gets excited like, wow, this I never lived, I wanted to, like, like this. Not like a addiction or something, but just excitement of living. Even to live a simple thing like a plant, a tree, a flower, really is so exciting actually. So what is present basically is not really a place or a time, a slot. It's not a time slot. Present is not a time slot. Present is more where the light of truth is full on. That's why there is no way anything can be hidden from here. Nothing will be hidden here. Everything is in the light at the same time. All you have to do is just come here, and everything will become illuminated by the light of truth immediately. Old will be seen as old, of course. Not that it will just disappear and everything will become new. No. No, old will be still seen as old, and new will be seen as new by you. And also it will be seen by you that it is relative term. Is in relation to me, the experiencer. I have not lived this, that's why it is new for me. This I have lived, that's why it is old for me. Not that ultimately it is new or old. Slowly you will come to that also. No? So this is just another way of looking at it relatively. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I get it what you are saying, that though you are living the memories of your past, but the discovery is new when you are in the present moment. The discovery of things that you have earlier lived in the same cycle, you were not able to discover certain aspects. To get out of that loop, now you are able to.
This
Am
is
I right? Yeah.
yes, this is also, but this is within you only. So there are two aspects of experiencing when it comes to experiencing or experiencing new and old. Is that experiencing within ourselves only, you know, and experiencing more than ourselves, like experiencing what real existence is beyond the boundaries of the individual. No? So that when we experience beyond the boundaries of the individual, that is new, even if garbage, even if garbage, still it is new for you. Know, like hey, I never saw garbage before, meaning I never saw anybody else garbage. Let's say, hey, in my house only I saw garbage. Hey, they have a different kind of garbage bin. Oh yeah, they are not using usual, mm, polythene bag or something, garbage bin bag. No? Like you see what I mean? Generally, we are just looping within ourselves only. We are just calling it that I'm living life, I'm living, connecting, going here and coming. We are not going anywhere, not coming anywhere. We are just limited in the body mind only, looping within this only. But once we are mm, more present within this body mind, then we are able to very quickly live whatever need to be lived here, and we are able to see also that I want to live more. I just don't want to keep living the body. Like it's nice to live the body, but also it's nice to live a flower, a tree, or something else existence, no, which exists here, no. And then this time when you will go on a vacation, holiday somewhere in nature, you will feel so deeply touched by it, like your consciousness will be filled by the presence, by the taste, by the vibration of those beings in the nature, and you will be able to experience what they are experiencing right now continuously, and that will make you feel very nice. This will be a new experience, for example, beyond the boundaries of the individual self. No? That's why it is said that someone who is sleeping is actually not living at all. They are not even living their own Body, mind, body and breath. What to say of what exists beyond it, no? They are just busy somehow. They are just struggling in some way, internally, like living in the conflict continuously, like trying to solve that conflict continuously, like this. So is this more clear or no?
Yes, it is. It makes sense. Like, I was confusing between words, but it's like, stop the mind chatter. Just live it.
Yeah. So what we are doing generally, we are living the mind. We are not living the body, our own body. We are not living our own body and our own breath and our own being. We are only living the mind. Now, whatever mind is giving us, we are living that. Sometimes mind is giving us something called being, presence, self, soul. Then we are living that. But we are living mind only that time. If somebody can live the being, of course, this is what is illuminated by the light of your own being. No? Even if somebody can live their body only, they will feel so contented, so deeply contented, like, wow, I never lived anything real. First time I'm living. Because we are just living the mind or thoughts of everything. We are not living the body, we are living thought of the body. And it is continuously made in such a way that we feel like, hey, I'm living the body. Because there is no gap between the thoughts, or we are not able to see that the gap, like this. One very magical thing about discovering who we are, this sense of I am, is that this sense of existence that we are is constant. It is not continuous. Our mind is continuous. And first time we notice that, hey, it is continuous. But I am not continuous. I am constant. I just am. Not going anywhere, not coming anywhere, not changing. Nothing is changing about me. And that discovery that nothing is changing about me enables us, kind of opens up our wisdom and the sensitivity towards the changefulness of the mind. Hey, it is continuous, but there is kind of a gap. Whatever is continuous, by very nature, is discontinuous. It is just about the interval between the two. No, it is not like one thing. It is not like a river. It's like drops. No? And there is an interval between the two drops. No? Thoughts are like drops. They are not like a stream. No? Like this.
It's like if you feel something in a certain situation and you get out of that situation, you feel relaxed, then God puts you in a more difficult situation to understand that whatever you were feeling was stupid, nothing. You shouldn't have felt anything because it was just as it is. And we feel why it is happening to me, why it is happening to me, but he is just trying to show that it was you who was feeling it, nobody else.
Yes, it is. It is also true. No, up to some degree. Yeah. So this is where I would like to say to you something like this, that there is some purpose of this event of life, what is happening right now, in this moment. And that purpose, when served or when lived by us, understood and lived by us, is what we feel a happy life, a successful life, or a growing life. No? And we are just not able to see the purpose of it, no? Mostly. So we are focusing on something incorrect in a way. Like I told you, that this story is very close to what is going on in life, like this illusion in which we live. There was a man who used to cross the border of one country to another, and the border security of both the countries, they used to suspect that he is smuggling something, and they used to check every time from this country. No, he always used to. This guy used to check every time on the post, and nothing will be found ever. Always he is on a bike and he has many, like, grocery and different kind of things. Then one day this guy said that this check post in charge said that I am actually retiring today, so I will have no power or authority to arrest you or something. So you can open up. You can tell me. I know for sure that you are smuggling something. I just don't know what. And I don't want to live restlessly now. I want to enjoy my retirement. So can you please do me a favor? He said, yes, sure, sure, I will tell you. And you are right, I was smuggling. I was smuggling bike. I was not smuggling anything on the bikes. He said like this. So this is where our eyes are too closed towards what is going on, what is the purpose of this moment. We are just totally taking it, understanding it incorrectly. Totally incorrectly, not partially incorrectly. Partially incorrect is what is our idea that slowly I will become correct. No, there is a fundamental mistake. You know, there is a fundamental mistake in our way of looking at this moment and what is going on and why. So God is basically smuggling only one thing, you. And you think that, oh, this thought, this feeling, this understanding, this experience, this growth, I lost this, I gained it. No, God is just doing one thing. God is just moving you in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, shaking you, waking you. No, just one thing. God is doing nothing else. Meaning in one sense. Rest are your ideas about what is going on. That's why those ideas are exposed to be not true. When are found to be not true when we wake up. Meditation in one sense is living the being, this you, but also knowing that I am living the being that I am right now. Rest of the other time, we are living the being only, but we are just not knowing that I am living the being. We feel I am the thinker, I am the decision maker, I am the doer. And whenever you stop for a moment and think, question who I am. Questioning who I am is like this. A funny joke, no? In the small villages, no? In the past, used to happen in small villages or towns. Weddings will happen, limited resources, no? So rasgulla, no? Rasgulla, one Indian dish is there, which is kind of finishing. Let's say now, almost finished. Just a little bit left for the bride and the groom, no? And then some other guest is still eating, and they are asking, "Hey, can you bring me more rasgulla?" This guy goes, but never comes back. Because he knows if I come back, this guest will catch me and I will not be able to give him rasgulla. This asking the question who I am is like this. When you ask the question truly who I am, the questioner goes but never comes back. Never comes back. You remain alone without the questioner and without the question. This you is the self who just remains. Just remains. You don't get anything through spiritual effort. You just get yourself. But not the self which you think you are, not the self which you think you want to get or you want to get to, but the self which you really are. And that's the real attainment of life. That is the diamond that you are. You don't have diamond. You have many diamonds, treasures, but you are the biggest, the most valuable of all of them. So something, thank you.
Thank you.
Very, very good. Very good. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Mila, you want to say something?
Gee, I don't have a particular question. Just wanted to connect to you and ask you to share a song of your heart. And also tell you that one sharing catch me a little bit when you were speaking about
intimacy with our self. Maybe you can share something with this or guide us, because I liked it.
Um, this intimacy with ourselves, it has two parts: intimacy with ourselves and the opposite of intimacy also. We need to understand both first. The being that we are, that one being of life, is actually one. It's really one in such a way that it can never be two or divided. So non-duality is a simple, ultimate, absolute reality forever. Duality, however, is a fabricated experience by the same one being. Fabricated. It has been fabricated. It is being fabricated continuously. Created. Like using so many things. This fabric, this cloth, this thread, this button. All of that. So to experience itself, that this being of life has created a illusion of separation within itself. And the more strong is the illusion of separation, the more thirsty the same being becomes for itself or for intimacy with itself. And the more thirsty the being becomes for intimacy with itself, the more also it becomes not interested in anything else. Like it is like a state where you clearly know what you do not want. And that's why you clearly also know what you really want, even if you are not clear about it yet. As soon as it comes in front of you, you know, this is what I want. That's why those who come to the truth of who they are don't really know at the mind level already that, this is what I was searching for. No, when they taste, then they know that this is what I was searching for. Then they feel, I want more of it. And I do not want anything else of it, anything else. No. Like this. So this intimacy basically is a very internal desire at the individual being level. This is my understanding. Where if the thirst for living of the truth of who we are, which is what is intimacy with ourselves, is enough, then it will lose interest in everything else. But when this is not enough, then it will still remain interested in many other things. Meaning that sense of separateness, that sense of pain of separateness with itself has not become mature enough, has not become thirsty enough, like hot enough. That's where it will continue feeling interest in other things also. Meaning, it as if it at the individual level also, individual soul level also knows somehow that I can test myself anyway, anytime I want. But before that, I want to do everything else that I can do. Because I know once I start testing who I am, I'm going to lose interest in everything anyway. So as long as I have interest in everything, let me just continue testing. Testing is okay. But over testing is not. Testing out of addiction is not. Because that time addiction is testing, you are not. You see, that's why experiencing is innocent. But experiencing out of addiction is a circle, vicious circle in which we are caught up. Experiencing makes us free as the being, but not experiencing through addiction. Because in the addiction, we are in the addiction. It is the addiction experiencing, not you. If you experience, you become free from what you experience. If not immediately, after some time, after few times of experiencing, let's say. Free does not mean that you don't want, you cannot experience it again. But free also means that you don't really feel so much of a pull towards it anymore. You are like, yeah, we are okay, we are good friends now, not in a relation anymore, like this. So that's where the importance of samagrata, totality, comes in. That's where the importance of present moment also comes in. In the present moment, everything is complete in itself. And it provides us that environment where we can actually experience the life as the being that we are, which brings us contentment and freedom. Real experiencing brings us contentment and freedom. Freedom from what we are experiencing. It is our um, why we remain bound to it, because we are not able to deeply experience it. We are experiencing it through addiction, through mind, through ego state, no? Like this. Like we are experiencing through the body, for example. But we are not experiencing the body when experiencing something through the body, no? No, we need to experience the body also when we are eating, let's say, something, no? Body is also to be experienced during this time, no? You see what I mean? Then it will be a complete experiencing, and then obviously contentment comes and freedom. So, in one sense, intimacy uh, is is the desire which we are trying to fulfill through everything else also that we are experiencing, other than who we are. But if we are able to experience really something, that is fine. But mostly we are not actually experiencing it. We are experiencing it through the ego, through the addiction, like compulsion to experience. Compulsion to experience keeps us like a slave, not a master, no? Not a free being. No? There's such a beauty of free being, no? Who can experience, and there's such a dignity, if I may say, where it is experiencing, but it is not becoming something so less now. The being remains as pure as it is while it is experiencing anything. No? It doesn't lose its purity and its truth, its dignity. No? So it is not really experiencing, which is against the intimacy with who we are. It is the mind, the ego, the trap that in which we are. No? Which is neither letting us live the body, nor the breath, nor ourselves, nor life through all of it. This whole thing, myself, body and breath, this whole thing, ourself, body and breath, is one thing through which the one being of life is living. The manifested, no? So not only it is going to experience itself, the individual self, while living the body and the breath, or life through it. It will experience the life, the body, the breath itself, all of it. And this is where this um, cosmic joke is revealed, that this whole thing is one thing. This whole thing is one thing actually. End to end one, end to end one. There was never any separation. So if you are for experiences, or if you are against experiences, but if you are not for experiences or against them, then you are free actually. Na rag, na dvesh. This is one of the most fundamental message from Indian spirituality. Neither for nor against. Right now, if you are neither for, neither attached to your thoughts and feelings, nor against them, can you have any relation with them right now? Can they bind you? Are they binding you? Are they imprisoning you? No, it is impossible. Because their nature is different. We are not bound by thoughts. We are bound by our relation to them. And our relation is inside us, not in the thoughts. That's why thoughts are innocent. We are at a mistake. Bondage lives in the one who is bound, not in the in that which it is bound with. There's a very beautiful example given in the ancient wisdom that a man is taking a cow while the cow is tied to a rope on the neck. Other end of the rope is with the in the hands of the man. Now question is, who is bound? Obviously cow is bound. No, cow is not bound. If cow is bound, release the rope, then see what happens. Cow will run away. No, man is bound actually. Our thoughts are not bound to us. We are bound to them. Don't do anything about them and see what happens. They will run away. No? They do run away. Quite a lot of them. But we don't want them to run away. How I'm going to feel that which I want to feel today if they are not there. No? So we need to wake up a little bit more here. Yeah. So that's all. Thank you. This is all I felt.
Indeed, thank you so much. Thank you. It is very beautiful. Thank you.
So this truth is a totally different story than whatever we have imagined so far about it. It's just not going to fit in any of our definitions. No? But those who are ready for truth, it is said that they jump into truth. Jump into means what? Where they jump? They just drop into their being. This is what is truth. Body, breath, and the being. These three things are the truth, already present all the time. Jump into it. Like, yeah, if you only breathe and do nothing else, there is no way you cannot experience your body. And also there is no way you cannot experience yourself who is breathing. No? It's impossible really to miss the presence that we are if we just do one thing, breathing, but not anything else. Just don't do anything else. Just meaning don't do meditation, like just sitting and not doing anything. No, just do breathing and nothing else. There is no way we can miss the presence that we are, or the presence of our breathing, or the presence of our body, as it actually is. Do you see what I'm saying? So somehow what is happening is that as if we are never out of mind, and we are just believing, oh yeah, right now I'm feeling the body. No, you are not feeling the body. You are feeling a thought which is saying, or you are living a thought which is saying that you are feeling the body. Touch your body. Live your breath. You are out of mind. Out of mind means out of ego. No? But what will happen now here? Generally what happens here is that what to do now? Where to go from here? All that, those questions are coming from the understanding that we have about who we are and about life in the ego state. So from the ego state, we are asking questions now about the out of ego state. You see what I mean? This is the difficult problem. That's why we have to grow spiritually while we are in the ego state. What is that growth? Growth is nothing but a understanding that I am ready for truth now. I see clearly I am not getting anything here. It's wastage of life, wastage of time, not living. It's basically not living. Ego means simply not living. Living means living what is. Living means living the isness of life. No? Not isness like a white light, but everything is what is. And everything that is not really just is. It is happening. Do you see my point? What is happening is time. Changing. It's continuously changing. Everything that is not just is, it is happening. It is just changing continuously. But there is something which is but not changing. There is something which is but not changing. That is you, the knower of this, what is but changing. You see what I mean? You are that which is but not changing. The timeless being that you are, witnessing the flow and the dance of time. Isn't it so amazing? Thank you.
Pranam Rajee. My question was about this thing of experiencing the isness of life and how it relates to the body and the breath and the being. My observation was that the breath is oftentimes when I stop in the middle of some activity and just out of the feeling to stop, and I will stop and sit. And what I observed is in the normal living, like in the activity living, the breath is actually pretty shallow. And now I get a feeling as if when the activity is going on and the breathing is so shallow, it's usually the person mode.
Wow. So nice. That's a very good observation. Continue.
And it from switching back from that mode, from the person mode, and to coming to sit and to start feeling the body and start coming to the breath. Like as I go deeper in breath, I can feel my body more. As the breath slows down, then I can feel my body more. And however, the duration that it, like you say, that you've gone so much outside yourself that now to come back, so that duration, my observation has been that duration is pretty long for me, at least like 45 minutes at least, to come back completely quiet into the being mode. And let's say I sit there for some time, and if there is a favorite thought, then I find myself to get back out of the quietness of the being. And you mentioned about the conflict that goes on. And to me, it becomes that conflict that I don't want to get up and go now. Even if this is my favorite activity or this is my favorite thought. And then a chain of things begins, like a judgment, and the way I respond to this event is that I'm like, let me give up both. So I wanted to check with you that is this the right approach to really, where my desire is to live as the being? Is this the way it flows, or is this the right approach, or I can do something else, or I'm missing something here?
See, as far as missing something is concerned, it's going to be always there until we don't miss it. So it's going to be always there. So you don't need to have doubt about it. You can be very sure that I'm missing something. What I heard, which was the most powerful, in the moment for me from Guruji, was missing the obvious. No? So we are missing the obvious anyway. So that is very obvious. It is always there that we are missing that. Now coming to that relative correction. It is a relative correction happening. Correction not really in so much what we are experiencing or a state or anything. It is just in the understanding of the being that you are about yourself, or about how you are, where you are and where you want to be now. Like whether you want to be in the being or out of it, or like this. So through the breath, for example, let's come to more concrete understanding that through the breath what is happening is that you are understanding somehow that when I'm breathing too shallow, that is where I'm being a person. It is true. Like this correlation is generally there. Like a general correlation is there. It's not that it has to be always so, meaning you can be very rooted in the being that you are and you can be breathing very shallow if you want to. It's not necessarily the ultimate truth without exception, but generally it is so. It is true. So somehow our breathing is much deeper, or our breathing is much more deeply depicting the state of the being than our mind or actions or body or anything else. So this is the thing. So it is more like a mirror. Breathing is more like a mirror. What is the state of the being in a way? That's why by reading it that okay, how shallow or deep my breathing is, based on that we can say that how shallow or deep I am in my being. Shallow means came out of myself too much, came out of ourselves too much. Deep means more nicely, appropriately resting sitting in the being and doing everything from there, like this. So this can be used by you, not really to believe that there is somebody else going to do something about it, but while you are learning, then that time you are correcting also. It's like daily you are learning, oh, I came out of myself too much. Then you are learning not to come out of yourself too much also. When you are not coming out of yourself too much, then what is happening? Then you are living yourself also, no? Now you are not waiting that, okay, one day when I will not be coming out of myself too much ever, then I will start living myself. No, you immediately start living yourself also. So remove these misunderstandings. Remove these misunderstandings that when I will finish my course, then I will start living. No, when you are not coming out of yourself too much, then immediately live. And as you will live your being, you will come out of yourself less also. This is the connection also. No. So you don't need to really fix everything in one go forever. But you need to drop out of the model of ego or understanding of ego. The understanding of ego is that everything has to be finished first and then I will start living the truth of who I am. However, the outlook of the being is that let me start living the truth of who I am and truth of breath, truth of body, and things will get corrected also along the line, like this. So this is what I feel. Do you feel that you can connect to this?
Rajee, the way I heard it is that when you said that you want to finish something and then start living, so what you're saying is that I feel I heard that I need to live more as the being, and my understanding of this is always this, that living is the being. For me, it takes the attention span. When I come into that, and if I pay attention to my thought, and if I give them value, or the need to, that impulse, so then I can't hit the ground of being from the active mode. And when you're saying this, that start to live as the being more, the way I hear it is that I need to stabilize in the being by giving more value to it, and then I'll be able to do it. That's how I heard it.
Both are connected. So this is one aspect of it, one end of it. That when you are in the being, give value to your being more. When you are meditation is what is being in the being, living the being. That time give value to yourself more, like kind of unconditionally living. You know what I mean? Unconditionally in the sense that right now everything can wait. Because there are moments in the day as a person also when we have something very important. Let's say somebody came, and you can tell, you know, your guard or you can tell everybody in the house also, hey, I don't want to be disturbed right now. Or you can even turn off your phone and things like this, for example. No? In the similar way, this can be done, that when you are meditating, then you can tell yourself, to your mind, everything can wait now. But the moment you say to your mind genuinely that everything can wait now, your mind will not bother you. Your mind is really your friend, not your enemy. If there is any enemy, it is your own ignorance about things. Because you are also not your enemy. Why you would be? No? So when you are in the being mode, in the meditation, enjoy that. But also don't forget the other end. Other end is where you are able to sense that you are too much, you have come out of too much. That time don't expect yourself to live in the meditation state, but just come little bit in, relatively in, which will be less out. This less out is very valuable. Because this less out will be less and less out in future, because you have understood something now that this much out is more than enough for me to perform the action, talk, do anything and everything. No? So this is what is appropriate. Like appropriately spend yourself. Don't spend yourself too much, you know, in everything, you know, like this. So I think this is clear. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Rajee.
Oh, thank you. It is the same thing. It is not really that you, the being, who is sitting in the being, is some other being, and who is doing the things, who is coming out too much maybe, is another being. It's the same being. No? What you will understand there will be with you here also. What you will understand here in the meditation will be here, there with you also. Your overall wisdom will grow. No? You see what I mean? Both are connected to each other like this. No? Yeah, very, very good. Thank you. It's good. It's good. I feel it's good. Even when we are going out too much, we are able to sense that, hey, I have come out too much. Then we can just deeply breathe 2-3 times, 3 times, let's say. And this can be like a inner indicator for us. This can be like a reminder for us. We can use it like a reminder that breathing deeply means connecting to myself again, or more deeply. And 3 time breathing takes few seconds only. And I don't think that we don't have few seconds ever, generally speaking. Unless you are doing bungee jumping or something that time, you know. Except those moments, general life, daily life activity, office work or anything, always we have few seconds. It is about having the attitude towards it or understanding for it, not really value for it, not really time about it. So it's very good. Thank you. All this what I'm sharing is not really that I want you to meditate or I want you to stop meditating. I have no advice for anyone. It is just I'm sharing so that those who want to meditate and are not able to can be helped. No, just like that. Only this much. No. It is your desire and clear understanding and you know devotion to your own desire that I want to live the truth of who I am is going to enable you. Everything else is only supporting, no? Including satsang here. Your own real satsang with yourself is the most valuable. If your this satsang, my satsang enables you, our satsang enables you, it's very good. Then use it well. Here when you have come to satsang, this satsang, our interest is same. We both want you to win, to succeed in connecting with yourself. But your understanding of many things may not be in line with this and will not support it. You need to see what is helping you and what is not also. Thank you, very, very good. Mahima, you want to say something?
Pranamji.
Namaste.
Can you hear me properly?
Yes, I can.
Ji, thank you so much for today's meeting. And I just want to share something. I'm in a little critical situation here. So this breathing you are talking about, it helps me a lot. Whenever I feel some fear, some something, means I'm going out strongly, emotion and all this thing, and I start to breathe. And I remember you said to keep with your complete kosha, you breathe out. Want to share this word, and this word is very helpful. So come out breathing with all your kosha, and it's helped me a lot. So thank you so much for that. Thank you.
Very good, very good. It is helping, no? Actually, simple breathing can wake us up to the truth of who we are, if we understand what exactly it is and how to do it. We are caught up in the thoughts continuously, and when we will be taking up the task of doing the breathing, like focusing on the breathing, those same thoughts will not let us focus on the breathing. And that time we need to remember that regardless of how it feels to me, what kind of thought comes to me, I am trying to not remain focused on my thoughts, and I am trying to focus on my breathing. And then we will succeed. So what succeeds? It is not really how strong our attachment or association with the thoughts is. It is the how strong our clarity, desire is for succeeding. That succeeds. And where that is built up, where that is created, that where the sankalp is created, it is not created in the being, it is created in the ego. So in the ego, in the mind it is created. In relation to all other thoughts, in relation to all other desires, we need to weigh how important this desire is for me to be free, or in this case, let's say, to focus on my breathing. So that is where the growth happens, that is where the decisions are made. What we call contemplation basically is a inner thinking of the same being who we think we are as ego, and who has many options and many things that time. Meaning we feel that we have many options and many choices. And then we choose truth. There we choose truth, not outside of it. Outside of it we don't need to choose truth. We are already truth, choicelessly. When we have choice to be the truth or not to be the truth, to focus on truth or not to focus on truth, that time when we choose truth means we choose truth and not choosing the other things. That's what happens in the mind. That is the relevance of choosing truth. Choosing truth is in the mind, not in the being. No? Meaning being while remaining in the mind or caught up in the mind, choosing truth. That's what it means. Over everything else which is happening as a choice, given to us as a choice. Involving with the practical life is not really a problem. What is our fundamental choice? That is the problem. Our fundamental choice is not clear to us, first of all. We have not clearly chosen truth yet. We just believe that I have chosen. That belief is not going to really take us out of or keep us out of our ego mind. Not for long. So everybody has to clearly, consciously choose truth over everything else. You know what I mean? So this is that kind of correction that happens inside us, what we can call spiritual growth also. So thank you. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you so much. This breathing helped me to practice my daily ritual, daily meditations, because I did not go more in situation. So I come in my own meditation daily I do. Even in dynamic Kundalini also I do. Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you so much. I feel so much rooted. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Good, good. Samya, you want to say something?
Hi, Rajee. Can you hear me well?
I can.
Okay. Hello. So I wanted to bring something to you. I heard that you were talking about this energy cleansing. I don't know how it happens, but sometimes, like, I don't know even if I created this, but sometimes I touch something, may it be like a secondhand something, and just some energy comes. And it's very disturbing, etc. This kind of things happens. And one time, even I heard Guruji, he said that we can sometimes create this. So I don't know if I create this sensitivity or not. If I did, I don't even remember. But this is how I experience.
Created. You said created.
Yeah, like we create this kind of experience by thought or something. I don't know his exact words, but maybe, as I said, like, I did this, but I don't even remember, but this is how I experience. And yesterday, again, it happened, I touched something and it was very disturbing. And like the whole day, I did my best to cleanse, but it continued, and I feel like it's very sticky and it's disturbing. And after such a long time, I felt like as if like the person awakened, and it's very disturbing. And I was in like Sufi gathering with so much Sufi music and all these things, and I was inside like battling with this, and like in the most wonderful environment I was surrounded, but as if like it's still, I don't know, I was too much mind with this. Just one time the space was open, and I was trying to see that I'm seeing this, and there a space opened, and I realized that I have a power. I'm more powerful than what I see. That time I recognize it, but still, like, I slept and I wake up and I am again like this sticky mindset. So I don't know, I'm asking for your help.
Let me just share something, maybe it can help.
Yes.
It is true that both type of possibilities are there, that we can create some experience, or or maybe some thought or some energy can enter in the space of being also sometime. What enters in the space of being is not really something so common, first of all. Rarely it will happen that something will enter from outside. Even if it enters with the permission of what is inside, ourself and our energy states. They allow it to enter, meaning they are in line with that in some way. They are receptive for it in some way, isn't it? Then only it can enter or not. But otherwise, mostly it is internal. Like just an example that I think I was talking to Madhvi only today, that let's say if we become empty means what? Empty of old energies, which is not possible unless we create the corresponding replacement for it. No? So we need to create the replacement for it. That is what is called transformation of energies. That we have transformed them into something else, something more contemporary and in line with the being that we are, who is waking up or awake. So let's say we have cleaned our old energies. This is what it means to be empty of the past or empty. If we are empty, can something disturb us from outside? It cannot actually. So what is disturbance? Let us understand. What is disturbing? How we feel disturbance, like disturbed. It is disturbing. What is disturbing? Disturbing is two things. One is the establishment of the energies got disturbed. Establishment. Energies are established inside us for a good reason. They need to feel that stability to perform the actions. No? Like the action is like moving. You need to have a axle. You need to have a center for it, a stable center for it. No? So that establishment of the energy is necessary establishment, but it got disturbed by something from outside, which basically means that those energies are either too fixed in their ways, or the impact or the event of life was too strong, let's say, which is okay. For the moment, disturbance will happen, will disappear. These energies will come back to their natural stable state, no? Again. Or these energies are too inflexible, like they have been in the same state for a long time. And now that the being is waking up, you are inviting or stepping into more, bigger, higher life. And that is causing the impact to happen in these energies, and these are reporting the impact as a disturbance, that I got disturbed, I'm being disturbed. No? So one part of the disturbance in the spiritual direction is this. Another part is the being that you are feels disturbed. What is the way that being that you are can feel disturbed? It is when you have defined yourself based on the energies, your association with them, and not based on who you are. What you are, what we are, the being, is anti-fragile. The more disturbed, the more it shines. It may feel disturbed that time, but that will be energy is feeling disturbed, no? And responding in some way, no? Hey, I'm feeling disturbed, but not that, oh my God, life got ruined and nothing can be done now. No. After some time, after a few minutes, after a few hours maybe, you are back to, and internally you know that it's going to be back on track again, like it will be better than yesterday. After every disturbance, it will be better than yesterday. That's why the being is kind of looking forward anyway, open now for life more. Because the disturbances of energies are not to disturb the energies, it is to shake them and shake off the dust which they have. The old energy is the dust. No? They are that old energy or the dust is in that course, in everything. Like there are two things in ourselves. One is the course, the body, that particular body, and the energy, essential energy for it. So essential energy and the course are fine, but there are something else also. That something else is the dust from the past. That has to be shaken off. What is the best way to shake off something? Shake it. That's what life does. It is shaking us. It is shaking our energy. No? What is disturbance? Shaking our energy. Do you see what I mean? So if you stay in the right place, if you hold on to the right thing, you will feel disturbances, but you will not be disturbed. There is a big difference between feeling or saying that I am disturbed versus I am feeling disturbances. No. There is a big difference. When you are saying I am feeling disturbances, is that I am still there, little bit of myself is still left, not touched by anything. Most of myself being impacted or felt, feeling that magnitude of that earthquake inside me, but I know it's going to go, and it will leave me who I am, who I was before and during this time. So that understanding, that knowing of the truth of who you are remains, and it saves you in a way from feeling overly disturbed by it in a way. No. This is my way of looking at it right now. What do you feel that will it help you in some way?
Yeah, while you are speaking, I think I realized that both the space and I generally take it as I don't know how to speak now.
But I feel that you are understanding. You are understanding. Like it is helping you. What I shared is helping you in some way. Yeah.
Yes. yeah.
Because awakening is not really against the body, against the bodies, against the kosh, the breath, or the energies which are essential, the training which is necessary also. It is not against any of it. But it is against one thing. That one thing is ego. In any form, in every form, wherever it will be disturbed. So stay away from ego, everything is safe. And recognize ego also. Like recognize who you are, but also recognize what ego is. Then you will be safe. You will not feel disturbances during awakening. Yeah. What we call sometime, in a way, offering ourselves to the life, to the source, to God during awakening is like this. That there is a bamboo stick inside you. You are holding on to it, and it is being beaten by life right now to shake off the dust. And you learn that, oh, I don't need to hold. It is in the hands of life. You let go of that. While it is beaten still, but you don't feel that impact so much now. You will not feel disturbance so much now. What is this stick? This stick is this vertical, no? Which has many centers or chakras and bodies, no? Like this. And every time you come out more integrated, like a cleaned, washed of the old and more functional, like more functional, like things are connecting to each other and working with each other very nicely. Mostly our layers are working against each other. That's why we have so much work to do even to accomplish a small thing in our life. Because feelings are going in another direction while our thinking are going in another direction for the same subject that we want to do something about. Now they are kind of nicely one. They are supporting each other. When the thought misses something, the feeling, the heart, wisdom of heart fills in. No, this is too important. It cannot be missed. When the heart misses something, mind is able to fill in. That, hey, based on my experience of the past about this situation, this event or this person, don't do that. And so, oh yeah, you are right. So this wholeness start happening. The nature of the being is undividedness. And what we call wholeness is what is experienced at the body-mind level. When the being is experienced at the body-mind level, it is felt like whole, like one. Like separate, but still one thing, like this. So thank you, Ji. Thank you. I found prayers are very powerful, really. Prayer is not so much of a declaration to God. It is more declaration to ourselves. God knows everything inside my heart already anyway. No? It's more to ourselves that, hey, soul that I am ready for some higher work. No? Because we know that when I'm praying to God, I cannot do cheating. I cannot deceive God. No? We know that. That's why we are very genuine that time. When we are genuine, we only say what we really mean. When we say what we mean, life, source of life responds in the most appropriate, loving, kind, compassionate way towards us. What is most correct for me happens. It must be my heart speaking like this, Samya. But I think there is some truth in it which can help you. Thank you, Ji. Thank you.
Thanks to you too, beloved Rajee. And I think I want to add some prayer, if it is okay. Recently, I think this work is going on with me because before also I bring similar things to you. And yeah, like, I think I just want to find my center, and I pray for this, because the one who can, the one who disturbs a lot is just so much here, and I think I'm so disturbed by all these things. So I just want to be at back and find my center. I don't know.
If you don't go back, if you just remain where you are, if you let yourself be the way you are, if you let the disturbance be the way it is, then what will happen? Try this for a moment. Right now, immediately try this. This is what it means to not do anything. This is what is it, at a very deeper level, let go. Let yourself be disturbed and then see what happens. Right now, no? Right now only, in this moment. Not physically disturbed, not really mentally or emotionally disturbed also. It's not about right now. It's not about finding that stable place from where I don't feel disturbed by anything that is happening. No, it is in the middle of the disturbance, not moving, not going anywhere. This is a different approach. This is called not saving yourself from this moment. Not saving ourselves from this moment. So everything that is happening inside me in this moment, not saving ourselves from it, not trying to go anywhere. Letting it be experienced by us as it is, including if it is disturbing right now. Then what happens? Observe what happens. Don't continue feeling disturbed, because that will be a mistake. Don't continue feeling disturbed. Observe what happens if you don't run away from the disturbance right now. What happens is that you are released from the sense of ego, sense of false self, into the truth of who you are. That's what happens. Identification is broken. That's what happens. The identification causing the feeling that I am disturbed, it is removed. It just disappears. Disturbance is still there, and I am here as the space in which the disturbance is happening. But now there is nobody being disturbed by the disturbance. Or at least I am not the one who is disturbed. So what happened in this? That you stopped fighting with the disturbance, and that made you the pure being free from the disturbance for a moment. As soon as you became free from the disturbance, you became free for yourself, and you started living your being. Your being is the bliss, the wisdom, the self-consciousness, and also like a space in which this disturbance is happening. So now you have two things at the same time, the bliss of your being and the disturbance at the same time. Disturbance is more inside the space, bliss is the experience of the space or of the being that you are. And of course, the old habit of identification with the disturbance will bring you in again and again that, no, let me solve this first. I say, live the truth of who you are first. Then you will be able to solve it better. I say this to you. There is no problem in solving it. Solve it. I always like more harmonious wholeness of the energies of body mind. No, why not? This is perfect. But from the right place of being. That is truth of who we are. So our attitude towards the disturbance should be that when I can do something about the disturbance, let me do something. If I cannot, let me sit in the being that I am. So either actually doing something about the disturbance or not doing anything about it, and just enjoying the being that I am, which is also, by the way, doing something about it. You, the being, is bringing in your best power here. That power is harmoniousness. You, the being, has a natural harmoniousness. You are bringing that into the disturbance. Disturbance is exactly opposite of the harmoniousness, harmony. So you are bringing the exact opposite of harmony into, exact opposite of disturbance into the energies which are disturbed. Disturbed means as if they have forgotten how to play well the music that the source of life want to play on this instrument of body mind. And your being is reminding them again, the taste of your being is reminding them again how to come back in the harmony with the source, with the Lord. You see what I mean? The only thing that is not found here once this harmony is attained is the sense of I. I am separate. This is not here. But activity and joy of doing, thinking, everything, energy is there. The sense of separate self is not here anymore. So thank you. I think it's very nice. Thank you.
I don't know what to say because
I thought you wanted to say something. No? Yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
it just feels that when you were saying about missing the obvious,
It is. It is. Obvious is like this also. Different ways we will look at it. Obvious is like this also, that what we call let go is really like a let go of a man who is hanging on a tree branch and the ground is just under 2 feet. No, under 2 feet. Just 2 feet. Who will be afraid of jumping 2 feet? No, nobody. Even children are fine with it. No. But let go is like this. And this is what is the obvious. Once you see, you laugh like, my God. You are not the one who is jumping. You are the ground also. So there is nothing like scary about it. This is the safest thing. Experiencing yourself is found to be that, hey, I am in the safest state. Everything else may be or maybe not. That's where the fear is not there anymore. So the obvious is who you are. You are that obvious truth which you are missing. And the habit is taking us continuously into let's do something about it. And this obvious is present when we are not doing anything. It is also present when we are doing anything and everything. So there is no time when this obvious truth of who we are is not present. It's about that, are we present to attend it? That's why enlightenment in Hindi is not really called attaining something. It is more becoming available for enlightenment or for truth. It's just about becoming available for truth, not really attaining something. The one who is trying to attain is false self, the idea we have about who we are. Who we are, we cannot attain that. We can just become available to who or what we are. No. It's simply like that. This is that obvious. No. Meditation is the most simple way to come here, to kind of encounter this obviousness of who we are. And what we need to overcome to enter into the meditation or into the being is that mind, our association, attachment to it, and that sense of compulsiveness to do something all the time. No? Like this.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Very good. It's very good.
Thank you so much.
Very, very good. God bless you. So I think it's very good, my friends. Very nice meeting all of you today. Thank you. Thank you. God may always bless you.